What's going on YouTube? It's Young Trey here with another Michigan election video. And today I'm going to be talking about the candidates and the issues that I want to see fixed in Michigan. So start off, well, of course we have the main two governor candidates, which are Bill Schuette and Gretchen Whitmer. To which I have to give my prediction that Gretchen Whitmer is going to win the nomination due to Bill Schuette's own incompetence. She completely wiped the floor with Bill Schuette because of policy substance. And also due to Bill Schuette not being able to come up with any other policy than cutting the grand home tax. Now, as to the issues that I see and that I care about in Michigan is first and foremost Flint, the roads, auto insurance, education, removing the grand home tax, marijuana legalization, and finally bringing jobs into the state. In addition to these policies, I would also like to see the incoming caravan stopped from reaching our borders. And finally, a pushback to the neo-progressive crap that is infiltrating our culture.
Wait till I get my money right.
So, since the primaries, I already knew who I was going to be voting for and who I wasn't going to be voting for. The two candidates I decided I would not put my vote down for would be Gretchen Whitmer and Bill Schuette. To me, both of these candidates represent what's wrong with politics. I absolutely hate and despise career politicians. So with these two being the nominees for the Democrats and the Republicans, I knew I was going to go to a third party candidate who was going to represent my views. But before I get into who I'm going to be voting for, I'm going to start off with who I supported in the primaries. Those two candidates being Jim Hines and Evan Space of the Republican Party. Both of who were outsiders, which instantly made me like them. Now, while Jim Hines was the everyday conservative person who I can have my disagreements with, Evan Space was the person I was most excited for, because I've never seen a Republican in my lifetime talk about green energy and legalization of marijuana, which made him a standout candidate among the rest. Now, while Jim Hines didn't talk about those two issues and even disagreed with the marijuana legalization, I still found him likable because in comparison with Evan Space, he also had a future for education for Flint and to also have industry come back in Michigan and removing the tax that Grand Home instated. Now, what I think led to their demise was there wasn't enough promotion for both of the candidates that I like, which I guess is fine. But I really would like to extend a lot of the blame on to Trump putting his nose into the election too early back in April when he came to Michigan to have Schuette speak for him on top of the stage. And I think Trump supporting him riled up Trump's base into supporting a buffoon who doesn't understand the culture that's going on around him. And he was originally a never Trumper, which I find mind-boggling, but hey, Trump can go out and have Lion's Head go out and support him, but what am I to say? Now, what makes me think Bill Schuette is incompetent is him, which I hope he saw the debates, was him continuously repeating himself, especially in the primaries where every answer came down to basically, I'm endorsed by Trump, which is fine during the opener, but not fine when you're asked about the Flint crisis or when you're asked about car insurance. You can't keep answering with, oh, Trump has endorsed me, Trump has endorsed me. We get it, Trump has endorsed you. An even funnier thing happened in the last two debates against Whitmer. He didn't even try to break up Trump. He just kept repeating himself by saying, Whitmer is going to regress us, and I'm here to move us forward by cutting your taxes. She wants to raise your taxes. But, please, can you answer with something else? Which leads me into my claim that he doesn't understand culture, in which Gretchen Whitmer says bigotry is bad for business, which is an immediate red flag that goes off in my head. It's like, who the fuck gives a fuck about bigotry? Isn't productivity what you look for in a business? And he has no attack for it. He just goes on and repeats himself. Now that I'm done with Shooty, I would like to extend my focus onto Gretchen, who I view as just Hillary Clinton with a lot less scandals. In the primaries, she was kind of just a bland person who was just there to talk. She didn't have policy substance. She kind of just floated her way in. All the policy substance came from Abdul Al-Sayed and Sri Thanadar, to which I say Sri was the better candidate, even with all the neo-progressive crap that is attached to him. He wanted to have a tax cut for everyone who was making $50,000 and below. He also talked about Medicare for all, $3 billion going into the roads. And finally, he was the only candidate to even utter the words legal immigration. Compared to Abdul and Gretchen, they wanted sanctuary cities, which Bill Schuette talked about in the debates. But as we saw, Gretchen won. But also with her win, she took along with what Abdul and Sri had to say, which makes me distrust her and just dismisses anything she says, because everything she said, someone else said it and they did it better.
What we do here is go back.
Alright, I would like to quickly interject before I continue on with who I am actually voting for in the midterms. One of the things that both of the candidates failed to talk about during the debates was car insurance, well, more specifically the no-fault, in which is causing Michigan to be the #1 in cost for car insurance. So moving on, no thanks to Bill Schuette, I was going to be voting for a straight ticket Republican because of what was going on with the Brett Kavanaugh situation, in which the Democrats and a lot of other people wanted him to be jailed just due to accusations and no real evidence. Only just #leave all women's. Which got me thinking that the Democrats aren't the party of reason. They are a party of getting my way by any means necessary. So in turn, I was going to spike the Democrats and just vote straight ticket Republican, neocons, neoliberals, and all the other libertarian crap that I don't really care about just because of this case. And also, they are just completely losing the point on Trump, and they are just anti-Trump by any means necessary, where they don't want borders and they want the caravan to come through so they can have voters, when in fact years ago Hillary Clinton used to talk about having double fencing at the Mexico border, but don't hear that anymore. Now it's all just, you're a white man, you're a white male, you're racist, and they don't have any other thing else to say, calling everyone far right that disagrees. And with all that being stated, my candidate of choice, which I'm glad he is still running, is Evan Space, who I mentioned before. I think he is the absolute best candidate for Michigan. If you think I'm a spoiler voter, oh well, I vote for who I believe in. I did the same thing back in 2016. I didn't vote for Trump and I didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. I voted third party. And now I'm doing the same thing again. And if anyone else tells you anything about, oh, well, you're taking away votes, I don't believe that crap, because you can't spoil anything that was already rotten. Now, I know I didn't go into much detail about who I think was going to win the rest of the state. I hope John James wins. I'm still at a toss-up for Mike Bishop and Alyssa Slockins. I don't care for either one of them. Well, my thoughts on the rest of the United States. I don't think I want Trump to have a nice punching bag and Nancy Pelosi. I'm going to hope the Republicans keep the House and the Senate. I definitely believe marijuana will be passed, Proposal 1. For Proposal 2 and gerrymandering, I would much rather prefer us to not have gerrymandering, and that independent place is going to correctly pick districts that are fair to all the voters and not the politicians. Proposal 3, easier access to voting. The Republicans don't like straight ticket. It doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. I still think you should have the option of straight ticket voting. And these are just my thoughts on the midterms that are coming up tomorrow. I hope this video did something, even though I didn't go into much detail on it. A lot of things, just my thoughts. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching. Don't vote Democrat.